Hey guys, welcome to the Fight Age channel. Friends, before starting to watch this video, I would like to ask you to subscribe to my channel. I really want to get 10,000 subscribers on my YouTube channel. It's so close, thanks for supporting me guys. Shirley Finkel, manager of the former world heavyweight champion American Deontay Wilder, appreciated the possibility that Briton Anthony Joshua will become his world's next opponent. You all know about Andy Ruiz, and we have a few more options. I hope next week we will be able to sign a contract with one of the guys. As for Joshua, we have been looking for opportunities to fight with him for many years. I think the public remembers how Anthony's team said, "We won $50 million. Then our side responded, "You will get them," but the fight never happened. Eddie Hearn recently said, "Let's do this." Then he contacted me and said that Joshua wanted to fight Deontay in the next fight. Then there was a story with a new coach. Derek James wants Anthony to have an interim fight. And then we hear from them at all, maybe Joshua won't fight Wilder right now. Maybe it will be Dillian Whyte. We can't always sit and wait for them, we need to take care of Deontay's career, the manager said. WBC World Heavyweight Champion Tyson Fury and star American puncher Deontay Wilder meet for the first time after their third fight, which took place in October 2021. The boxers crossed paths at the Tommy Fury-Jake Paul boxing evening, which took place on February 26 in Saudi Arabia. Despite the fact that in the past Fury and Wilder have repeatedly spoken sharply about each other, their new meeting took place in a warm atmosphere. Fury greeted the bronze bomber with his trademark cry of "Bomb Squad," after which the boxers shook hands and hugged. Friends, before starting to watch this video, I would like to ask you to subscribe to my channel. If you really enjoy the content, then please subscribe to my channel and keep watching the videos. If you are subscribed, then receive notifications about the release of new videos. You do not even have to look for anything personally. I really want to get 10,000 subscribers on my channel. I'm trying very hard absolutely every day, and I need your support. Your likes, comments, reposts to social networks. Thanks for supporting me, guys. Former world heavyweight champion Deontay Wilder doesn't rule out that he will hold a fourth duel with the current WBC belt holder Tyson Fury. The American boxer spoke very gladly about his next fight against the background of rumors about his possible fight against Tyson Fury. "I can't say what's going on right now, but I can confirm that it's going to be exciting. It will be a sign that people have been wanting to see for a very long time. I can say this. Is my first fight with Fury possible? There is always a possibility of this. The heavyweight division is small, so we can easily cross 2, 3, 4 or even 5 times if we have to. So while he is fighting, while I am in business, you can wait for the first fight," Wilder said. Former world heavyweight champion American Deontay Wilder has confirmed that he is in talks with former UFC heavyweight champion Francis Ngannou of Cameroon. As expected, the fighters can hold 2 duels. According to Wilder, the first may take place between May and June in the Middle East, and the second in December in Africa. "I can fight between May and June, and then in December. Ngannou is a real discussion. Negotiations are underway now. We are trying to make a deal for 2 fights. One may be here in Saudi Arabia and the other in Africa," Wilder said. Some time ago, London hosted the first press conference dedicated to the April 1st fight in London between former world heavyweight champion Anthony Joshua and American Jermaine Franklin. "I'm not exhausted from the battles. I'm still fresh," said 33-year-old Joshua, focused on preparation. "This is a serious opponent. I respect all my rivals. He will come out to fight. In my entire career, I'll probably never taken it as seriously as I do now. Everything I've been through, positive and negative, I use for motivation." Joshua, who grew up in a poor family and almost ended up behind bars in his youth, explained that early fears that everything could go back to normal forced him to build a business empire. But now he feels that he can fully focus on boxing. "I am a responsible person. I'm here only for the sake of training. I'm here to get down to business and prepare for the fight. Derrick James definitely has his own ideas, and we are looking forward to April 1st, Joshua said, confirming the slogan of his return to the ring, a new beginning. The new coach of the Britain-American Derrick James was also present at the press conference. In Rose Hall in the Texas, Joshua will be preparing for the fight against Franklin. The world hasn't seen a better version of Anthony Joshua yet, James said. Great athleticism, good footwork, and very smart. He understands boxing and understands what I'm asking him to do. 29-year-old Franklin in November last year in London suffered his first defeat in the professional ring from Dillian Whyte. But he did not want to miss his second chance. I feel like I won that fight, Franklin said. This is boxing, I'm not going to complain. I'm completely confident in myself. I feel that I can beat anyone. There is no room for doubt in my head. It will be a great moment of my career. I have the will and the courage to do it. I'm ready to fight. Former world heavyweight champion Anthony Joshua returns to the ring after 2 consecutive defeats. And even before these fights, the Briton was reproached for excessive caution and unwillingness, and possibly inability to use his natural advantages in size and physical strength. But his new coach from the United States, Derrick James, doesn't believe that the recipe for success lies solely in more aggression, which is synonymous in English with dogfighting. He just needs to be the best version of himself, James said of Joshua in an interview. And this doesn't necessarily mean that he needs to get into a fight like a fighting dog, because dogs are not always smart. Dog will also attack the bear. She will lose, but she'll rush into a fight. You need to be smart. You need to be smart and choose the right tactics, and to do everything else right to win, the coach said. Joshua will hold his first fight under James' leadership on April 1st in London against American Jermaine Franklin, and it is obvious that not even a very confident victory will convince boxing fans that the Briton is ready to fight for the championship titles against. American Jermaine Franklin is a good opponent for the return to the ring of former world heavyweight champion Anthony Joshua, and if Joshua loses to him in a duel on April 1st, he will seriously reduce his chances of another fight for the world title. I think it's a great fight, Eddie Hearn said in an interview. He, Franklin, had a great fight with Dillian Whyte, showed how good he is, and Joshua is coming back after 2 defeats. He has a lot of questions to answer. I think Franklin is exactly the opponent who will show where Joshua is now. I think it will be difficult to return to the world level and get a title fight again. Hearn added about the consequences of the defeat for Joshua. I think Franklin is in a top 15, but if you want to fight for the title, you need to pass such guys. This is serious pressure. I don't think it will mean the end of my career, but it will be difficult to return to the fight for titles, Eddie Hearn said. Cult heavyweight Mike Tyson argues not to write off 2-time United heavyweight champion Anthony Joshua after 2 consecutive defeats. According to Tyson, we are talking about a talented fighter. His only task now is not to despair. Do you know when a fighter can be finally written off? When he gave up. Only at that moment. All the doors and all the possibilities are closed in front of him. And you should not despair because of defeat, especially after the one in which you earned $30 million. Tyson believes that Joshua can return to the top, but warrants the ex-champion. The more time you spend outside the ring, the worse you get. How to stay in top shape? How long to stay on top? We need to constantly conduct fight, enter the ring more and more often, Tyson said. Thanks for watching, guys. If you like this video, please subscribe to my YouTube channel.